The debt ceiling. That's another fiasco that's being promoted through the media. As for the fiscal cliff, we went over it on November 21st. Then all debts was called in, along with all the currency, as I've mentioned before. Therefore, the conversation about the debt ceiling is ridiculous. There is no money in our country. There's no money in the system. It's all been shut down. Whatever's left is just rotating, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. Well, Peter has no more money. Now, the biggest issue right now is the banking system. The banking system has nowhere to run at this point. Bank of America is insolvent. Chase is insolvent. Every financial institution, Chase, Bank of America, HSBC, Citigroup, they're Wells Fargo, they're all insolvent. How do I know this? The balance sheet that is shown is not cash. It is not money that they can get to. It is pay orders. Pay orders is illegal trades that sits into the balance sheet that shows us cash when it is not. They cannot cash it. They cannot be solvent because the bonds that they have used to back them for several years now, for decades, are all due. I know this because I went to Bank of America with one of the bonds over a year ago. They don't have the funds. Right now they have to pay for the mortgage mess. It's just rotating funds back and forth. Now, that's the bottom line. They're insolvent. The only money they have is what's in your account that they're using. They can no longer steal from the bonds because the debt was called in and the currency was called in. So that's the end of that. Now, here's another problem that we have that needs to be dealt with. Due to the fiscal cliff, that is now over and done with. We already know we're over the fiscal cliff. The debt ceiling conversation that's coming up. The debt ceiling is not going anywhere, but the conversation in the media will be the entitlement programs such as Medicare, Social Security, food stamp, welfare, education. My dear friends, the bottom line is every student loan is fraud. That is humanitarian money that is in the same bond that takes care of all these projects that I just mentioned. That's in Chase, that pays for it 100% to the American people. Therefore, when it's coming around as a loan, it is fraud against you, the American people. Because this is how Congress, the Senate, and the administration steal from the American people, along with the bankers. They're made to believe that it is a loan. It is absolutely not a loan. I know exactly what I'm saying. I have the facts. I have the proof. It's been proven. It's easily verified through the Fed screen and through the accounts that sits in Chase. Okay, I have them all. It's there. It is public knowledge under public disclosure from the Federal Reserve in New Jersey. The accounts are there. All right, let's get past this now. The media will be playing that up because you, the American people, knows no better. You think you have to continue to give away every time. New York's residents right now, citizens, are paying over 70% of their income in taxes when you add in property tax. They just had about a 1/3 increase in all public transportation. When will you, the American people, have enough and say enough is enough? What is going on? We have limited time to solve the problems. Our president, who is unconditionally loved by 1/3 of this country, has the confidence in 1/3 of the American people unconditionally. He can solve this problem. All he has to do is talk to the global debt holder, Mr. Adnan Sakli, and 8217 to solve the problems. It's there. He has reached out to the president and to the other people of Congress, members of Congress and Senate. Most of them do, let's say, they have no idea what's really going on because they're not at the top. The people in this conversation is really geared towards the 1/10 of the 1% that really does control the entire global economy. In the economy, that's kind of misleading. They control it through politics. Politics is what's killing the global population, not just the water, the chemicals in our water system. That's the easiest way to cause bone cancer, through the fluoride and everything else in our water system, both in the wells and in the city waters. Now, Those are some of the problems. This does not have to happen. The humanitarian funds is there for the population. We need a president that understands that he's got unconditional love from one-third of the American people. The others, half of them, doesn't trust the president. It's also a game between the Republican and the Democratic Party, playing good guy, bad guy. They really are the same people on the top being manipulated. Us, we're the ones on the ground being manipulated and thinking there's a difference. Well, there isn't. Look at the result of our country. Every time they need to solve a problem, it means more money out of your pocket. So your lifestyle and your standard of living continue to depreciate into a third world, which is what Agenda 21 is about. It will not happen. Our politics, our statutes, our codes can destroy the American people, but it will not replace the U.S. Constitution. The United States American Constitution will not be replaced by the UN Charter, which is what Agenda 21 is. It will not happen because they do not have the money any longer since everything's been shut down to make the transfer. They can destroy the country, but they cannot do it legally. As for the replacement of the Constitution to the UN Charter. Now, there's a lot of things going on, and I've been told not to say this because it is dangerous. And I am talking to the people that are the top 110% because I have no other way of getting to them. Mr. Sakli will work with you and forgive a lot of things that has been done. We need to save the population. The funds are there. He's willing to give it. But it has to go to the American people. It cannot be under government control, which has been the standoff for decades now. Going back to Bush, now President Obama, back further than that was President Bush and President Clinton. So you have two Bush, President Clinton, and Obama right now. Okay, and the UN in the middle, which is dictating what's going on. Well, the bottom line is our future traders are the most dangerous people on this planet. Okay, I know what I'm dealing with. I understand the end game. It's not a situation that I'm concerned about because we're all in the same boat. I understand it. They may not. The bottom line is the future trader, in case you do not understand, other people listening to this, is trading into the future. They have traded away over 17 generations of income of the United States of America. That is about 500 years. Our existence hasn't been 250 years. That's how dangerous this is. And to scare you a little bit more, which is not meant to scare you, but the reality and the facts is, all the taxing, all the game in Washington will not mean anything. Due to the simple fact is, the 17 trillion they're talking about is not for the country, it's per individual. Stop and be logical. Think about it. If they've traded away over 17 generations of future income, how does that number play out? Okay, I can't possibly give you a number right now because I don't have it in front of me, but it is per individual. That much I do know. So therefore, every tax they tax you means nothing. It's a game. And they will not be able to tax any further because there's no more currency or bonds to back anything up. It's all been called in. Now, the president can save not just millions of lives, but billions of lives by meeting with Mr. Sakli. It's simple, basic things. If human beings do not have food and water, they're going to go to the house next door that has it. However means they need to. We don't have enough soldiers or police. Even though they've been preparing for this for years, they don't have the resources to do it. People will die. That's not meant to scare anyone. I'm letting you know there is a solution. It does not have to happen. Mr. President, you've got 1/3 of the population unconditional love. You have the ability to do this. It's very simple. You meet with him, Mr. Sakli, and let's get this done. It can be done pretty quickly. However, you need to know that it can be done, and the 1/10 of the 1% that dictates what gets done, they're in as much trouble as we are. Because once it starts, there's no way of stopping it. We have time, we can get this done. Again, this message is meant for the 1/10 of the 1% that understand what I'm saying. And forgive me for those of you that doesn't quite understand what I'm saying. I'm here to make sure and try everything I can to make sure your family gets health care as mine. I need health care just like most of you out there. The funds are there. It's been given freely for us, but our politicians are playing games in the media and using the media. The media does not give a damn about any one of us. They're part of the problem. You do not get any news from what's happening overseas. People are dying everywhere overseas. The real unemployment overseas is about 75%. The United States is over 50%. Everywhere you look, if you use your eyes, forget the media manipulation of your thought process as you're driving down the street, take a look what's around you. Everything's for sale or lease. People don't have jobs. There's more layoff coming. The dividends, by the way, talking about dividends, like I've mentioned to you, there are no stock market trading. There hasn't been since 9/11. The trading you see is intrabank trading. Trading between the banks, your cash going back and forth. Okay? ING has been insolvent for years. I've been part of that negotiating to save ING. Who handles all your 401k? That's why there's so much penalties and fees when you're ready to get your funds out. It's not there. It's there to depreciate whatever you thought you have. Now here's another fact that you can verify. The data you get on your financial investment every month is not prepared by the institution that you're investing in. It's prepared by a third party. So the data is prepared at least 30 days behind what is really going on. So the month ends today, and the data that's getting to the reporting company is information that you get in your report at least 30 days late. Therefore, the accuracy is not there. Hedge funds, there are no hedge funds. You have to have a platform. There's not a liquidity to the platform, and all those trades have been shut down. Again, that's what ING wanted Mr. Sakli to do, and he refused to do it because they continue to steal from your money, and you don't know it. These are all information that's out there, but no one looks into it. We're so distracted with iPhones and everything else, and I'm not here preaching. I'm not a preacher. The bottom line is everything in the media and everything around us is about distraction. Distraction is to keep us away from what is in front of our eyes to see. You have the phones, you have sports everywhere, even MSNBC, NBC. All they talk about this morning was sports. Their financial network, their news. Where's the news? Where's the financial report? Everyone contradicts each other. It's up to you, the American people, to take a look at your reality.